Hey guys, Miller's Custom Guitars here, and I've got a project in the shop today that I am really excited about. This is one of my favorite types of projects. It's the type of project that I would love to do for myself, and that is a total overhaul. A customer found me on Facebook and messaged me and said, hey, I have a favorite musician of mine, someone I've never heard of before. I will post a picture of that musician here, I guess. I don't even know who that is. I'll have to look it up. But he said, I have a favorite musician of mine and I want to emulate one of his guitars. Apparently this musician has a signature guitar that is very expensive. And he said, I bought a guitar that is similar to one of his guitars, a cheap version. Sorry, not cheap, affordable. I'm in sales. Cheap is a bad word, right? So I bought an affordable version of that is similar to one of his guitars. Then I bought a bunch of hardware to upgrade that guitar to somewhat replicate some of the sounds and some of the look of the guitar that he's got. And those modifications are outside of my skill set, is what he told me. And I'd like to see if you are interested in doing those repairs. And I love doing that kind of work on a guitar. I love doing modifications and upgrades. That kind of thing is right up my alley. It really gets my gears going. So he brought me this guitar. This is a LTD Alexi-200. This kind of guitar is not a guitar that I would normally pick up. It's very pointy. For all of its differences to the type of guitar I would play, it's not that uncomfortable. It's got a beefier neck than some other necks. A lot of these guitars have really, really thin necks. It kind of flattens off, maybe like a thin D neck. It's not really like the Ibanez Wizard neck. It's pretty thin. But yeah, it's got kind of a nice neck. It's got really good access to the upper frets. It's got some contours here. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's got these nice contours. The positives on this guitar are that it's pretty light. It's really comfortable to play, for what it is. It's kind of hard to hold in your lap. You kind of have to balance it like this, kind of like a flamenco style guitar. But yeah, it's pretty comfortable to play. You got great upper fret access. The fretboard's kind of gnarly. I'm definitely going to have to clean that up. The frets are in really good condition. So when he gets this back, he's going to have a guitar that's a great player. But the hardware he's got is gorgeous. I can't wait to see how this is going to turn out. And the pickup, I can't wait to hear it. Check this out. I'll do a close-up, but he's got a Bareknuckle Juggernaut. Oh man, you gotta see this. I'll do a close-up. Dude, this thing is dope, man. I can't wait to see this. And once again, this is a guitar that is completely out of my wheelhouse. I'm more of a classic rock, blues, praise and worship player. So this is not the kind of guitar I would gravitate towards, but still, this is going to be a lot of fun. So I thought I'd shoot some footage. I wanted to do some before and after clips, and that's why I blocked off the tremolo to give you a sound. He wants this guitar set up in drop B, so I have it. It would like normally be tuned C sharp to C sharp and then dropped down to B. It wasn't set up for that, which is why I have the feeler gauges in there to block off the tremolo so I could get it in tune for some sound sample. So I have this plugged into my AC-15. I kind of have a pretty clean setting, but you wouldn't know that from the sounds I'm getting. I have this through my pedal board, which is, I just have my Timmy on, which I leave on all the time, going into my AC-15, into the normal channel, which is the cleans channel. These are really old strings, so even though I just tuned this guitar, you're gonna tell it's having a hard time staying in tune. even with the blocked off trim, but just go with it, okay? But this is the clean signal, okay? Here's my initial thoughts. These strings are super dead. High strings have almost no tonality to them. It's kind of rough with only volume and no tone. There's no separation between the treble and bass frequencies. The pickup's pretty muddy to begin with, and we're drop tuning it down and then going to drop B. So it's pretty muddy. We're going to do some before and after comparisons. And then I'm also going to give some shots of the hardware. But yeah, I just thought you guys might be interested in this guitar. It's pretty cool. I'll catch you on the flip side, and I want to do some before and after comparisons, okay?
As far as components go, all of the hardware is in this cool burnt chrome color. We've got burnt chrome tuners from Geiger. We've got a cool burnt chrome locking nut for the Floyd Rose. We've got this Bareknuckle Pickups Juggernaut in battle-worn burnt chrome. Like, how cool is that? That's dope. Then we've got an authentic Floyd Rose in burnt chrome. Like, that is wicked. And burnt chrome knobs. We're going to get all that installed if we can. See how it goes.
Hey, guys, it is the next day, and I'm very excited about how this guitar turned out. It is pretty, for lack of a better word, bitchin'. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I haven't plugged it in yet. Okay, now I've plugged it in. So let's check it out together. I'm using the exact same setting. I haven't touched my pedal board. I haven't touched my amp since I've plugged it in yesterday. The only thing I've done so far is I plugged in the guitar when I wired up the pickup and did a tap test on the pickup to make sure that the pickup was wired correctly and that the pot worked. So I haven't done anything. I'm going to very quickly check my tune. Yeah, so I'm in tune. Okay, let's go. Not bad. I haven't even adjusted the pickup height yet, so let's do that real quick. I'm just kind of eyeballing the pickup height where it looks good. And then if I feel like some of the treble or bass frequencies are too harsh, I'll adjust it. Or not loud enough, I'll adjust it. Keep in mind, this is the clean tone. Like I said, I have a Timmy on my pedal board, and I'm basically running a clean setting on my amp. I'm going to hit it with a Wampler Ratsbane for some distortion. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Some things that I noticed, despite being a pretty high output pickup, I didn't get an ohm reading on it, but it's obviously a pretty high output pickup. It's very responsive to the volume control with the pot. Unlike the other pickup, which I felt like was basically full volume and then off. Pretty awesome. I thought it sounds really good. Very balanced. I feel like I can hear the treble frequencies. I can hear the mid frequencies. I can hear the low frequencies. In my opinion, a lot of times, high output pickups, I feel like all I can hear is like muddiness, or sometimes all I can hear is like mids or muddy mids. And this is really good. It's really balanced. Yeah, there's lots of clarity, which is great. That's really what you want in a pickup like that, especially an expensive one that you ordered from England. So yeah, I think my opinion would be recommended, not sponsored, of course. Yeah, so I'm gonna do the AB clips now. Real quick, I wanted to give a shout out to my customer Rick. If you are going to do a parts overhaul to your guitar, I highly recommend that you do it the way that Rick did it. Rick really, really did his homework. Every single part on this guitar dropped right in with almost no modifications. I had to do two little things. I had to shim the nut, the locking nut, to get me the right nut height for these strings. The nut dropped right in, but I had to shim the nut, and that's no fault of his. Sometimes you have to do that. And then and you can see I'm still working on it right here, but the string retaining bar didn't just bolt right into the same holes as the other one. I'm gluing in some dowels to plug those holes, and I'm going to re-drill some holes. Obviously, I'm actually still in the process of wrapping up and tidying the loose ends on this guitar. I just couldn't wait to show it to you. But yeah, literally every single part on this guitar dropped right in. Rick really did his homework. He contacted LTD. He contacted Bareknuckle Pickups. He contacted Floyd Rose. And he really did his homework to make sure that he got the right parts for this guitar, the right tuners, the right pickups, the right Floyd, so that all I did was unbolt and put on these parts. And basically the only reason he had me do this instead of him was because he wasn't confident on a Floyd Rose. They're very tricky. He wasn't sure on the wiring of pickups. This one was pretty simple because it was just a shielded 2-wire, humbucker pickup like you might get on a Gibson or whatever. He made it sound like he thought it might be something different. It wasn't. It was very simple. But yeah, if you're going to do an overhaul, do your homework. Make sure the parts are going to fit before you order them, and then you know, you're going to have success. When you give those A/B before and after sound comparisons, really there's no comparison. This one is going to kick its butt, but I'll give those to you anyway. So. All right, guys. Until next time, have a good one.